Hey everyone, today we are looking at Proverbs chapter 14, verse 30, which says, "A heart at peace gives life to the body, but envy rots the bones." A heart at peace gives life to the body, but envy rots the bones. Again, this is one of those proverbs that is self-evident wisdom, right? We look around and we can see how this sort of thing is true just in everyday, ordinary life, in life that we've experienced or what we see in others. That when you see someone who's found peace within themselves or peace with circumstances that are happening around them, that they just look different. They're more vibrant and whole. But when someone is, or when we ourselves are filled with envy, jealousy, that we're sort of looking around at the world or at others and wondering why we don't have those things, or why our situations aren't going the same way that their situations are going, it does something to us, right? The proverb here says it rots our bones. It does something in us, to our heart. It makes our hearts dark and dirty and causes stress and anxiety and bitterness, right? And so this isn't something that it takes a PhD to know this to be true, that when we can find peace, it's better for us, it's healthier for us. But if we're jealous and constantly wishing for what other people have, then that's harmful to us. So it's one thing to know that to be true. It's another thing to actually put it into practice, though, isn't it? So how do we live this proverb out? How can we be people who our hearts are at peace, which gives life to our body? Well, I think one of my the most helpful passages about this is in Philippians chapter 4. And in verse 13 is one of lots of people's sort of life verse, or you find it on bumper stickers on cars and stuff like that. And that verse is, "I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength." It's a really, really great verse. But what actually makes the verse great is the context that it's in. So just a few verses before, Paul is thanking this church that he's writing to for their care and compassion that they've shown him while he's been in prison. And he says to this church, even thank you for your care, but just know I'm okay. He says, "I've learned the secret of contentment in any and every circumstance." And then he goes on to say, look, I know what it's like to be well fed and to have everything working out for you. And I know what it is to be hungry and sick and in prison when things aren't going your way. But no matter what circumstance I found myself in, whether good or bad, I've learned this secret of being content, of having this peace about me, despite what I'm going through. And what's his secret? Well, that's where verse 13 comes in. He says, "I can do all of these things. All of these things. Be hungry, be well fed, be in prison, be just out and about and life is normal. I can do all of those things through Christ who gives me strength." For Paul, the secret of contentment, of having a heart at peace, is this complete and utter dependence on Jesus. That no matter what you're going through, you can approach him and lay whatever you're experiencing down at his feet, knowing that you are safe in his hands. And even if things don't work out the way that you were hoping that they would, or even if the things that you were desiring don't come to fruition, you know that your life is hidden with Christ in God. That he has your back even when your situation doesn't. He has got you in his hands, and keeping you close to his heart even when your heart may be restless. And so Paul is saying that the secret of contentment is this complete and utter dependence on Jesus to carry us through good situations and bad. So the challenge for us is to be people that do the same, that we turn to Jesus and lean on him, not just when things are going hard or when things are going good, like the tendency that some of us have, but actually in all things to seek and desire Christ and to find him. And when we do that, we will be the people, as described in this proverb, that we will have hearts that are at peace, which gives life to our whole body.